do I remind us also that poor hydration, not having enough water during the day, can also keep you awake at night. Yes, when you do not take water as a senior sufficiently, like having your water therapy, remember that the morning time when you wake up is the best time to take the largest amount of water. And so if you have not had your water therapy and during the day you underwent some other activities and did not take sufficient water, at night you could be awake. And so next time when you are awake, try to figure out, could it be poor hydration? Go and take water. That's what I do occasionally. And sometimes just taking water could resolve it. Sometimes lack of activity during the day, you are relaxing too much relaxation is not good, in as much as too much work also is stress. And so if you have sat all day in the house without going out, you may not be able to sleep at night. Some of us ought to know this. So you need to go out to the sunshine, outdoor, not inside the house. Have a walk moderately, and then your brain, the dopamine and everything will be able to supply all that is needed for you to sleep at night. So when next, don't over relax. Too much resting at home, over enjoyment can cause also poor sleep, lack of sleep. And then when you overstress, especially towards the evening, yes, when you go for a walk or do some strenuous work, it can cause adrenal fatigue. So when you should be sleeping, your body is still resting. And so sometimes when you should be awake, that is about 5 a.m. or 4:30 or thereabout, that's when you start sleeping. That is exactly when the body have rested. And so the best time to go for a walk or exercise is in the morning or midday. So towards the evening time, if you want to have an exercise or walk after your dinner, let it be very light, but very strenuous walking may also cause you to be awake at night. Then we don't need to be told that heavy meals in the evening. Eat all that you need to eat in the morning or afternoon. But when you take very heavy meals, you definitely won't be able to sleep. And again, there are some foods that when you have them in the evening, you may not have a good sleep as a senior. Things like resistant starches, like unripe plantain. Some people may say they are doing well with it, but it may be very few cases. But most times when you take such foods, they need you to walk, to exercise, to help the digestion. Otherwise, you may not be able to sleep. Other foods that help to increase sugar. Sometimes high sugar in the blood could keep you awake, whereas some people sleep even more. If you have eaten a sugary food, a food that raised your blood sugar, like yam. Yam is a gas-forming food. It's not good for night. There are food that you shouldn't eat at night. Foods like garden egg, you shouldn't eat them at night. Foods like yam, they are not night foods. So when you eat beans, it's not a night food. These are gas-forming food. So when you consume gas-forming food, they give you gas and you won't be able to sleep. So you should not just eat anything that comes your way when it's evening time, when you know it's past 4 p.m. Rice is a good food with chicken around the midday or towards the evening, moderately. Oats is also, whether you take a swallow or whichever way, paired with another protein is okay. And so there are foods that will help your blood circulation to be okay, and then you won't have that problem. And then they are not too heavy in terms of weight, terms of calorie and the rest of it. And then remember to include fat. Our body is so complex. Sometimes you just be awake. It does happen to me occasionally. And just a little cold pressed coconut oil in your mouth, or even olive oil, you just notice that you are dozing off. Some of you know what I'm talking about. What it's simply saying is that what your body needed that time was fat. Because our brain operates with fat. We could be getting away with these things as younger people, but when you are a senior, when you are in your 60s, Your body cannot allow you to get away anymore. And so sometimes it could be that there was no fat in the diet. So the brain didn't have fat to help you to sleep. Occasionally, I've had to do some rituals with olive oil and went to sleep. It's good for circulation. It's a bone strengthening oil. And then sometimes it's cold pressed coconut oil is very good, but because it's not very, very good if you're trying to manage, fat like cholesterol, it's not good to take much of it, but it still works. And the good thing about the coconut oil, it works for brain for sleep. But when you are in this age grade as a senior, you must be very careful of the quantity because of the very, very high concentration of saturated fat. Remember, it is the highest saturated fat oil. Oil with the highest saturated fat content among all the oils. Yet, it's not even an acidic oil, because the saturated fat that is found in the coconut oil are for healing diseases. They are special fats that you cannot find in all the other fats. Some people are asking, well, red oil, should they eat red oil? No, you could eat red oil in small amount, but it doesn't have bacteria fighting, properties like coconut oil and olive oil. It can also clog arteries. And so when you are even within this, you must be very careful. I don't take it every day. I'm talking of red oil. I take little, just a little, just because we are used to it. But sometimes when the immune system is low, I stay off red oil for about a week or 2 weeks. I stay with only either olive oil, organic peanut oil, or just avocado. If avocado is in season, or take cashew nut. Just eat the food with a pinch of organic peanut oil, and then use any other nut that is available to add fat to my body, because our body needs fat to function. That is exactly what I'm trying to bring in, that seniors should be very mindful of these little imbalances that keeps them awake most time at night. When next you are awake, ask your body, find out what is missing. If there is too much acid, sometimes we have consumed too much acidic foods, like too much peanuts during the day, and at night you are awake, you're wondering why you're awake. It's too much acid. The blood couldn't flow, nothing was working, and so you are awake, just shining your eyes. What should you be doing? You should be looking for the alkaline. If you have foods like cucumbers, they are alkaline. Take little. Start looking for alkaline foods to help to alkaline it. And if you cannot do that night because it's late, you can't wait. You can tomorrow morning, the next day, if you notice it was too much acid that kept you awake from the peanuts. Peanut is sweet. A lot of us, we love it, and so sometimes you overdo it, and when you overdo it, the acid keeps you awake. So the next day, what should you be doing? Go on alkaline foods like eggplant, cucumbers, cabbage, all the alkaline, garlic. Just keep on sending in alkaline foods to be able to restore and regain your balance. And I bet you that very evening, you'll be able to sleep without going for medications. That is part of the secret. When you are going through insomnia, find out the cause, and then you will discover that the remedy is right there by your side. And if you love this tip, don't forget to click the follow button and to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.